Okay, in this section here, we're still working linear equations, and we're finding the solutions to them. Alright, I said I was going to use a thinner line. Let's try this out. Negative 7/6 x minus 3/4 is equal to negative a half. So it's just a fact of life that we've got to deal with fractions. First thing we want to do is we want to get rid of this constant term here, which is this negative 3/4. And by doing that, we're going to add 3/4 to both sides. Adding 3/4 to both sides, so the 3/4 minus 3/4, right, gives us 0, and that was the whole idea. And now we have negative 7/6 x is equal to, and you're going to need to probably maybe brush up on your fractions. I'm not sure. But we have a negative a half plus 3/4. Now what you want to do here is you want to get a common denominator. What color should we use here? And that means that this would be, can I sneak this in here? A 2/2 here. So we have a common denominator, and we're gonna just do some side work over here. So this becomes negative 2/4. Negative 2/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. All right, which is going to end up leaving us with 1/4. Okay, so we should have 1/4 over here on this side. And now what we'll want to do is multiply both sides by 6/7, but because that's a negative there, we'll go ahead and, yeah, I'll go ahead and just put parentheses around this. And what we do to the left, we got to do to the right. And so that becomes negative 6/7 also over here on the right hand side. Okay, and so the left hand side becomes, let's go back to black, 1x is equal to, and this can be simplified down to if 2 goes into 4 and 2 goes into 6, and so you end up with 2 goes into 6 3 times, so we end up with a negative 3 here, and 2 times 4 is, or 2 times 7 is 14, so we end up with negative 3/14 as you can see here. And of course we don't write that with the 1 out front, so we have negative 3/14. And always check your work. You can go back and plug it into x here, and the left hand side should equal that negative a half over on the right hand side. Okay, good enough. I think we got time to work another one here. Let's go ahead and clean that up. And okay, this particular one here has to deal with decimal points. So we have 0.2x minus 1.67 is equal to 2.40. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and add 1.67 to both sides. Okay, add 1.67. This way this constant term cancels out. We're left with a 0.2x is equal to, what's that going to be equal to? 2.40 plus 1.67 is 4.07, I think. 0.7. And then once again, we're going to multiply both sides by 1 over 0.2. 1 over 0.2. Multiplying both sides, that gives us an x is equal to, and this 1 over 0.2 times 4.07 should leave us with a 20.35. Right, so we can always go back. We want to go back and make sure we check our work, you see. So we would plug that in, and this left side had better be equal to 2.40, or we may have done it incorrectly. All right, so moving on to some more examples.